Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of Switzerland's most storied and beloved watchmakers, Longines. Founded in 1832 in Saint-Imier, Longines is one of the oldest continuous watch brands in the world, and for nearly 2 centuries they've been crafting timepieces that balance elegance, precision, and genuine heritage in a way very few brands can match. Whether you're drawn to classic dress watches, rugged divers, aviation instruments, or modern GMT complications, Longines has something extraordinary to offer, and often at a price that genuinely surprises people. Today we're counting down 10 exceptional Longines watches, from accessible entry points all the way to the absolute crown jewel of the lineup. Let's get into it. Number 10. Longines Master Automatic Sunray Blue Dial. We open our list with one of the most visually captivating dress watches in Longines' entire portfolio, the Master Automatic with its stunning Sunray Blue Dial. This is a watch that photographs beautifully, but wearing it in person is something else entirely. That deep sunray brushed blue dial shifts and shimmers as it catches the light, moving from a rich midnight blue in shadow to a vivid electric blue under direct illumination. The applied gold-toned indices and matching Dauphine hands complement the dial without overpowering it, striking a balance that feels genuinely refined rather than merely decorative. Inside beats the Longines caliber L888.2, the brand's acclaimed in-house automatic movement featuring a silicon balance spring for outstanding resistance to magnetism and temperature variation, paired with a class-leading 64-hour power reserve. The 40mm stainless steel case wears elegantly on the wrist, substantial enough to feel present without ever feeling oversized, and the domed sapphire crystal overhead adds a classic, vintage-inspired depth to the dial. If you're looking for a watch that commands attention at a dinner table, handles a business meeting with quiet authority, and holds its own against Swiss watches costing 3 or 4 times as much, the Master Automatic Sunray Blue Dial is a genuinely compelling choice. The Longines Master Automatic Sunray Blue Dial retails for approximately $1,350 USD. Number 9. Longines Legend Diver Bronze. At number 9, we have arguably the most character-filled watch in the entire Longines catalog, the Legend Diver Bronze. This is a watch for people who want their timepiece to tell a story, and this one starts telling it from the moment you strap it on. The 42mm bronze case develops a natural patina over time, meaning no 2 Legend Diver bronze watches will ever look quite the same after a few months of wear. Yours becomes uniquely yours, and that's a quality that's almost impossible to buy at any price. The Legend Diver design traces its origins back to Longines' original 1960s professional diving watches, and the faithful recreation of that vintage DNA is meticulous. The inner rotating bezel, operated via a secondary crown at 2 o'clock, is an elegant and distinctive feature rarely seen outside of vintage references or much pricier modern reissues. The warm, cream-toned dial with broad applied markers and sword hands reads beautifully against the warm bronze case tones, and the distressed leather strap completes a package that looks like it was pulled from a deep-sea expedition decades ago. Powering the Legend Diver Bronze is the ETA 2824-based caliber L633, offering solid reliability and a 40-hour power reserve. Water resistance stands at a practical 300 meters. This isn't a fashion piece masquerading as a diver. It's the real thing. The Legend Diver Bronze is one of those watches you reach for on weekends and never want to take off. The Longines Legend Diver Bronze retails for approximately $1,900 USD. Number 8. Longines Ultra-Chron Diver. The Longines Ultra-Chron Diver is a fascinating watch, a modern recreation of one of the most technically ambitious diving watches Longines ever produced, originally launched in 1968. The original Ultra-Chron was notable for its high-frequency movement beating at 36,000 vibrations per hour, offering significantly improved accuracy over the standard movements of its era. And in this modern reissue, Longines has honored that engineering ambition fully, powering the watch with the caliber L836.6, a high-frequency automatic movement delivering the same 36,000 VPH beat rate for exceptional precision, paired with a 54-hour power reserve. The design faithfully captures the bold, masculine character of its 1968 ancestor. The 43mm cushion-shaped case is imposing without being theatrical, and the unidirectional bezel with a distinctive sloped profile is unlike anything else in the current Longines lineup. The matte black dial with bold applied markers and broad luminous hands is as legible as a dive watch should be, while subtle period-correct details, like the stylized lug shape and the typography, give it an authentic vintage flavor that collectors genuinely appreciate. At 300 meters of water resistance with sapphire crystal and a brushed and polished steel bracelet, the Ultra-Chron diver is an engineering statement as much as an aesthetic one. If you appreciate the intersection of horological history and real technical performance, this is a watch that rewards that appreciation deeply. The Longines Ultra-Chron diver retails for approximately $2,600 USD. Number 7. Longines Spirit Pilot 38 Nale. There is something deeply satisfying about a watch that does exactly what it was designed to do with absolute clarity, and the Longines Spirit Pilot 38mm is exactly that kind of watch. The Spirit collection draws directly on Longines' extensive aviation heritage, a history that stretches back to timing the earliest transatlantic flights, and the Pilot model distills that legacy into a beautifully proportioned modern package. At 38mm, the Spirit Pilot wears in a way that will feel familiar to anyone who loves the vintage-inspired sweet spot of the mid to late 20th century. The dial is a masterclass in legibility. Large, boldly printed Arabic numerals, broad luminous hands with a clearly distinguished hours hand, and a clean layout that makes reading the time at a glance completely effortless. The onion-shaped crown is an iconic aviation reference, and the arched crystal gives the whole composition a classic instrument-like depth. Powering the Spirit Pilot is the Longines Caliber L888, featuring the now familiar silicon escapement and an excellent 72-hour power reserve. No need to worry about the watch stopping if you set it down for a weekend. The case is stainless steel, tested to 100 meters of water resistance, and available on a range of straps from leather to NATO to bracelet depending on the look you're after. This is the modern pilot's watch done right, purposeful, precise, and wearing its heritage with pride. The Longines Spirit Pilot 38mm retails for approximately $1,400 USD. Number 6. Longines HydroConquest GMT. The Longines HydroConquest is the brand's core professional sports watch platform, and the GMT variant takes that already solid foundation and adds one of the most genuinely useful complications a frequent traveler or international professional can own: the ability to track a second time zone simultaneously. This isn't a gimmick. If you regularly cross time zones for work or travel, a quality GMT watch changes your relationship with time in a very practical way. The HydroConquest GMT is powered by the Longines Caliber L844, a robust automatic movement that drives the distinctive red and blue ceramic insert bezel, the classic diver's GMT configuration, allowing you to read a 24-hour second time zone at a glance using the dedicated fourth hand. The 41mm stainless steel case offers 300 meters of water resistance, a sapphire crystal, and a solid overall build quality that communicates Longines' Swiss manufacturing standards clearly. Dial options in blue, green, and black give collectors plenty of personalization, and the steel bracelet with micro-adjustment clasp is comfortable for all-day wear. At this price point, finding a Swiss GMT watch with 300 meters of water resistance, a ceramic bezel insert, and this level of brand heritage is genuinely difficult. The HydroConquest GMT makes a compelling case that you don't need to look further. The Longines HydroConquest GMT retails for approximately $1,550 USDT. Number 5. Longines Conquest V.H.P. Perpetual Calendar. Now we step into genuinely rare territory. The Longines Conquest V.H.P. Very high precision. Perpetual calendar is the kind of watch that makes you stop and reconsider what you think you know about what's possible at a given price point. Let's be clear about what a perpetual calendar complication is. This watch knows the length of every month, including leap years, and automatically advances the date display accordingly without any manual correction required. It is a feat of mechanical or electronic engineering that traditionally commands a very significant premium. The Conquest V.H.P. delivers this complication through its advanced quartz-based movement, which runs at an extremely high frequency for accuracy that far exceeds standard quartz, complemented by an innovative flash setting mechanism that uses sensors to automatically correct the time when exposed to a magnetic field. So, it's always showing the right time. The perpetual calendar display sits cleanly on the dial with date, day, and month subdials arranged with precision. The 41mm steel case is elegant and sporty, sapphire crystal is present, and the overall aesthetic is modern and clean. For anyone who wants a watch that will display the correct date with zero intervention for as long as the battery powers it, this is a remarkable achievement at an approachable price. The Longines Conquest V.H.P perpetual calendar retails for approximately $300 USD dies. Number 4. Longines Flagship Heritage. Every great watch brand has a watch that most purely expresses what the brand is at its core. And for Longines, the Flagship Heritage is that watch. First introduced in 1957, the Flagship was designed as the definitive expression of elegant Swiss watchmaking at its most timeless, and the Heritage reissue does justice to that original ambition with remarkable faithfulness. The 38.5mm case is slim and perfectly proportioned, with a polished finish that catches the light elegantly on the wrist. The silvered or cream-toned dial options come with applied gold or silver indices and delicate Dauphine hands, details that speak to a level of dial craftsmanship that feels almost anachronistic at this price. The domed sapphire crystal is a signature touch, adding that beautiful curved depth to the dial that flat crystals simply cannot replicate. Powering the Flagship Heritage is the L119.2 caliber with a comfortable 40-hour power reserve, and the exhibition case back gives you a view of the movement's finishing. Worn on a brown alligator leather strap or a matching metal bracelet, this watch carries itself with a quiet, understated confidence that never needs to announce itself. It simply is excellent. The Flagship Heritage is the Longines watch you buy for a milestone moment, a watch that will still look exactly right in 30 years. The Longines Flagship Heritage retails for approximately $1,700 USD. Number 3. Longines Master Collection Moonphase. At number 3, we enter the realm of complications, and the Longines Master Collection Moonphase is one of the most beautiful, emotionally resonant watches in the brand's entire portfolio. A Moonphase display is one of watchmaking's oldest and most poetic complications, tracking the lunar cycle across a window on the dial, and in the Master Collection, it is executed with a level of artistry that genuinely exceeds what the price tag suggests. The 40mm case frames a richly detailed dial that manages to be complex without ever feeling busy. The retrograde date display arcs elegantly along the lower dial, while the Moonphase aperture at 6 o'clock reveals a deeply blued sky with a gold moon that drifts across the opening with hypnotic grace. Small seconds and subsidiary dials round out a layout that rewards close examination. There's always something new to notice. Inside beats the caliber L678 with column wheel flyback construction, automatic winding, and a 54-hour power reserve. Sapphire crystal front and back, alligator leather strap, and a case quality that speaks to genuine manufacturer expertise. This is a dress watch with genuine substance. A watch that tells time and also tells you something about the romance of mechanical watchmaking. For collectors who want a complication-equipped automatic watch that will generate conversation and admiration for decades to come, the Master Collection Moonphase is nearly impossible to beat at its price. The Longines Master Collection Moonphase retails for approximately $2,900 USD. Number 2. Longines Spirit Zulu Time GMT. The Longines Spirit Zulu Time GMT is one of the most exciting watch releases Longines has produced in recent years, and the enthusiasm it generated among collectors and enthusiasts when it launched was entirely deserved. This is a serious aviation-inspired GMT watch with the presence, personality, and technical execution to compete with references costing considerably more. The case is available in 39mm or 42mm. And the design language is rooted squarely in mid-century aviation instrument watches. Think bold numerals, clean dial layout, an oversized crown for ease of setting, and a central GMT hand in vivid orange or red that sweeps continuously around a chapter ring marked for 24-hour reference. The execution is outstanding. The dials come in a range of considered color options, the integrated or bracelet configurations are both beautifully executed, and the lume application is exceptionally generous. This watch glows with purpose in the dark. Powering the spirit. Zulu Time is the COSCA-certified Longines caliber L847.4, a certified chronometer-grade movement with a 54-hour power reserve. COSCA certification at this price point is remarkable. It means this watch has been independently tested and confirmed to run within 4.6 seconds per day. Pair that precision with 100 meters of water resistance, a sapphire crystal, and Longines aviation pedigree, and you have a watch that stands as one of the absolute best GMT values in Swiss watchmaking today. The Longines Spirit Zulu Time GMT retails for approximately $2,800 USD. Number 1. Longines Avigation. BigEye Chronograph. The absolute pinnacle of everything Longines stands for. The watch that brings together a century of heritage, genuine horological mastery, and an aesthetic that is simply breathtaking. The Longines Avigation BigEye Chronograph. The BigEye name comes from the watch's defining feature, an oversized 30-minute chronograph counter at 3 o'clock that dominates the dial with its bold, open design. This is a direct revival of a Longines chronograph from the 1940s, and the fidelity of the reproduction is extraordinary. Every design element, the coin-edge case, the corrector pushers integrated into the case flanks, the stepped dial construction, the sector-style layout, the broad leaf hands, traces back to originals that were used by pilots and navigators during some of history's most consequential moments. This is not nostalgia for its own sake. This is a design so perfectly evolved that it genuinely needs nothing added or removed. The 41mm stainless steel case is meticulous in its finishing, and the brown leather strap with period-correct stitching ties the whole aesthetic together with impeccable taste. Powering the BigEye is the Caliber L788, a column wheel automatic chronograph movement with a silicon balance spring and a 54-hour power reserve. The flyback-style chronograph function, silicon escapement, and QoSC adjacent accuracy make this a movement worthy of the case it inhabits. Wearing the Longines Avigation BigEye is an experience unlike almost anything else at this price. It carries weight, not just physical, but historical. It connects you to an era of daring and precision that defined not just watchmaking but aviation and exploration itself. And it does it all with a beauty that is impossible to take your eyes off. This is Longines at its absolute best, a watch that earns its place on the wrist through heritage, craft, and sheer presence. The Longines Avigation BigEye Chronograph retails for approximately $3,550 USDs.